let's do a van accessories video. This is my 2017 VW T6 Highline. This van originally started off as a panel van and it's being converted to a camper. Today we're going to go through some of the best accessories I use when out and about with this van. Hi, hope you're well. Just a quick video today. Going to go through the accessories we use in the van, just to point out some good accessories that are worth buying or getting for yourselves. Again, if you can recommend anything, please let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well. It really helps this channel out. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get on with the first good accessory. Right, just one of the simple things that's really useful are these holders that fit on the back of your headrests. So obviously if you've got two captain chairs, you can only fit 4, but obviously we've got the double front seat, which is also good for storage as well. If you pop that up, we keep like the thermal blinds for the front windows and the shopping bags etc underneath the front seat. Tend to keep the dog blankets and towels etc fastened up here. Also, if it's a while ago now, but when we went to Yorkshire, it literally rained every day, so it was really useful. We just had obviously this seat the other way around, and then with the seat backwards we could just hang our coats etc on these out the way, and then they would dry out without causing any issues and getting in the way. But yeah, really helpful. Only a couple of quid these are, from Amazon. And I say they're just really useful. Anyway, next one. These were just from the range, and they're like expanding buckets etc. Again, these come in really handy. This one especially, what we do with this, again, only a couple of quid. You know, when we've been eating, and if we're staying on a site, you can just put your dirty pots, pans, forks and stuff etc in there just as a container, carry them all over to the wash area, get them washed, rinse this out, and then you bring it back and you've got all your clean plates, utensils etc. Just really handy. I say only a couple of quid, and they just collapse up really small, and can chuck them under here to store out of the way. This one here, this one's just a bucket. Don't use this one as much, but again, just handy if you need to go and get your water or anything, and it just comes out like that. So a couple of quid from the range in their camping department, and especially the rectangular one comes in really handy. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're going to have to just pop the roof up. Okay, she goes. Now the pop top's up. Just basically want to show you the pop top bungee that you can get. It's basically a bungee cord that goes all the way around the outside of the pop top, connects at the back, and basically stops the sides of the pop top here getting caught in the hinge when you're lowering the roof down. So as I take the roof down now, the actual bungee cord is just pulling in the tarpaulin of the pop top and stopping it from catching in that rear hinge. And basically, if you do a complete lap around the van, you'll see that there's none of the tarp of the actual pop top being exposed now. Okay, so that's the roof back down again. So on to the next one. This next one is just literally over the back of here. It's just a rechargeable fan, 3 speeds. Find, especially in the summer, when you've got the bed down, you sleep in, it can just get a little bit warm in the back. So just having that and keep it recharged, and then it You can pop it on at night and it doesn't half make a difference, cools the area down at the back of the van. Right, on to the next one. If you followed along with the channel for a while, you've probably seen the video where I put these in. But Rach wanted cup holders, because obviously there's nothing in the back when you're driving, going somewhere, if you've got passengers in the back, just to hold drinks. So I've obviously fitted cargo nets just to hold phones, etc. And then these are just cup holders, and again, they're just handy. Stop getting drinks spilled. They just pop down, and obviously I've had to put them like that because obviously the bed, when it opens, will come through the middle here. On to the next one. It's basically just regarding the panels under the rock and roll bed, front and back. Rather than fixing them permanently, this one does have a door, for example, but rather than fixing them permanently, you can just get some really strong magnets from Amazon, and they just literally stick it onto there, and it doesn't go anywhere, and it just makes it easier to get underneath and get things like the sleeping bags, etc. out. So it's well worth a few pounds to get some extra strong magnets, and then use magnets on that rather than permanently fixing the board and only having a smaller access door. Yeah. Right, on to the next. Okay, right, next up on the agenda, what I find really useful, and you shouldn't go anywhere without, is a head torch. So we just have we've got two. I just basically keep them charged up. Obviously the higher the lumens the better, but you find a lot of the campsites are lit, but there's some areas that have no lights at night, and just a little head torch just helps. And again, if you ever have any issues in the van or anything, head torch just again handy, just to help you out and see what you're doing. Right, on to the next. Next up are the Heko wind deflectors on the front windows. These are just really handy. Again, it links in back to earlier when I was on about you can dry out clothes by spinning the front seat down, hang them on the hooks. Again, you can just crack the windows slightly, and obviously the rain won't get in with the Heko wind blinds. Plus I think they look good as well. They're only about £45–50 for the pair. You have to make sure you fit them well, because I have lost one in the past where it just blew off as I was driving along. So I also recommend just using a bit of really good bonding glue on two of the points as well, just to use as extra backup to stop them flying off. But yeah, you crack the windows open slightly when you're sleeping, and it stops the condensation as well, and obviously just lets a bit of fresh air through the vehicle. So I definitely recommend Heko wind deflectors. Next one is in the back. You've probably seen a video on this. Again, cargo nets. Absolute game changer they were when I fitted those a couple of years ago. Basically, I don't know if you have the same problem. You've obviously got your rock and roll bed that folds up and you've got a little bit of space behind. But I was just like going somewhere, opening the back doors, and numerous things would just fall out, like cushions, the duvet. If you're camping, I always stick the duvet back there. And then obviously I've got like again, I've got another video on it, the portable shower, etc. We've got a dog that loves getting muddy, so we always carry a portable shower, just the hose lock one. I did try for a while an electronic one, but in the end went with the good old manual one, so you never had to keep that charged up, etc. But yeah, without the cargo nets, they were just fall out basically. So yeah, they were a really good item that I added, and I would highly recommend those. Just again, eBay for those, and they just come with the connectors either side, and then you just fit them and then get it all connected up, and it will stop just things dropping out, especially when you're at a campsite or you just parked up somewhere when you're off for a walk. Guaranteed it's going to be muddy, and you just don't want anything falling out as soon as you open the doors and getting muddy. Right, on to the next one. For the next one, just these little IKEA holders really. You can get this rails from IKEA, and you just get the little holders that go on there. And again, it just stops things moving around when you're moving. We tend to just keep like waterproof stuff, suntan lotion, etc. You know, various things in there, and it keeps them tidy and stops them moving around. Nice little simple cheap feature. Just your local IKEA. Couple of quid for the rail, a couple of quid for the holders. I think you can still get them in white. I don't know if they do multicolours these days. Last time I was in IKEA, I certainly didn't see any of the blue ones. I only saw white ones. But I say keep your eye out. I'm sure you'll probably be able to get some on eBay if you can't. But they're just really, really useful little accessory to have in the van. Right, on to the next one. Right, next up, we're in the fridge. We don't tend to run the fridge all the time because most of the time we don't need it on. It's only if obviously we're going away, and if we're going a walk or something, I'll probably stick it on the journey there just to get the drinks chilled. But basically, because we don't use the fridge that much, it can get a little bit whiffy sometimes. So if you're in the same boat, you can get like these fridge odor absorbers. I had a croc one some time ago. Can't get them anymore, but that was really good. But yeah, these just help keep the fridge smelling okay, basically. But I'd recommend, if you're not actively using your fridge all the time, well worth getting. Anyway, on to the next one. Okay, right, next, awning rails. So you can get into the debate, can't you? Do you want a fold out awning that looks like you're carrying a builder's or a plumber's pipe holder on the side of your van? So yeah, that's a debate for another time though, what sort of awning you have. But if you just have like a wild earth awning, we got the Pro one, which has the 3 legs that are extendable. You twist and they lock. You can get like a cheaper model where you just connect the 3 or 4 legs together. But I just preferred the one that's more like a roach pole, opens up, twists, and you've got it. And then it just gives you that little bit of flexibility whenever you go to a park up, etc. You get sometimes a lot of space, sometimes not much space. So it's a 3x2 tarpaulin, really, the Wild Earth awning, that attaches to the Vamoose connection on the van, on the awning rail, and it just gives you that option to do a couple of configurations. So insert some pictures just as an example. But yeah, it just helps extend the space out of the van. So, you know, we can set up a table and the chairs outside, have the door open and have a tea out there. We have like a little 2-man tent that we set up outside the front of the van as well. It was just cheap from Sports Direct. It's not for us to say, it's basically acts as a portable dog kennel. Again, it's really useful just to have that at the front of the van facing back, and then we can just pop the 2 dogs in there, zip up the fly net rather than close the things. They can still see us, but we know that they're not going to go anywhere, and they can just chill out in there on their beds. And we can get on and have a tea, etc. under the awning. It just makes it a nicer space to use over the summer months when you can actually sit outside in the evening and have your tea. Yeah, right, on to the next one. Next up is just a little portable inverter. This particular one's a Best Tech, and you just plug that in. You can plug it into the 12 volt through the connection, and it will just invert something up, so you can keep a laptop charged, etc. So through the inverter off the 12 volt, and it's quite useful just to if you ever do need to just quickly run your laptop for a bit and the battery's getting low. So I just keep that inverter in here just for backup. When we're on a campsite, etc., we've got the electrical hookup, so we can use the 240 volts, but just when we're out and about, and if we do need to just charge up anything that can't charge off USB, just got a little cheap inverter to hand, and that will say that will keep a laptop going. Right, on to the next. The next thing that comes in really handy are just bungee cords. You just can never have enough bungee cords for using for lines, just to attach something down, etc. So I just, in the back, we've just got like a little tube full of random sized bungee cords, and we just have them to hand basically. I can't tell you how handy bungee cords come in, so I definitely recommend just get, again, from somewhere like the Range or Amazon, just get a little container with a few various size bungee cords in, because they do honestly come in really handy just when you're camping. On to the next. This next accessory is something I've made myself. If you've watched this channel, you've probably seen me make this, but it was just a small shelf, because obviously when you're out and about, everything needs a home. They're not massive, are the T6 Campervan, so you basically have to have a home for everything. So it's just, if we're parked up, if we're on electric hookup, there's just a little shelf I made that we tend to have we put the front seat foot all the way forward when we're parked up. The wash bag goes on there, and then you can just charge your accessories here. So it's a little accessory charging shelf. It just pops up. It's on a hinge bracket with a clip so that it can go down again. It pops up, it clips into place, and I've just got like a four-way on a Velcro strip here that has USB chargers and plugs, and then that connects basically to power when you're on an electric hookup. And then you can put your phones, cameras, etc., and the drone, if needs be, on here and get them charged up, and then you kind of know where they are when you go to collect it, and it keeps the rest of this top space clear in the day. Then, you know, it's not so full of charging leads and accessories, etc. So on to the next one. Last two things really that I'll just add into this video now. Firstly, obviously this is a VW T6 2017 Highline model, so it obviously has the default stereo, and again, if you've watched my other videos, I installed some rear speakers, and you can wire it up, but the fader by default doesn't work. So about 12 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, we lost one of the keys for the van and had to get it the key cancelled, and then a new car key coded up, etc. And while I was speaking with the guy who was doing it, I asked him if his software could access the stereo, and it did. And this was a company in Burton-on-Trent that does keys down near the Meadowside, on High Street. So if you've got the same situation where you've got a van that's been converted, originally started life out as a panel van, then by default it probably only came with front speakers. So I asked him to go into the setup, and he had the, just get in there, he had the ability, so out of the box, the stereo didn't have any front and rear, it only had left and right, because it was from a panel van, so it only had the front tweeters and door speakers, which again I have upgraded in another video if you ever want to see about upgrading speakers in a T6 van. But yeah, he basically had the software and could go in, and then he could enable me the fader as well, so I could like move the audio just into the back and front, just to basically get it sounding better. So again, worth looking into if you've got a van that's had rear speakers fitted, because you can see I've got some down the bottom. If you can see them, I've turned the lights off back there now. But yeah, if you have had some rear speakers fitted, it does make a difference, because you can pan into the back and it does make it better. And again, because obviously this is the standard head unit, I didn't have the a rear view camera. So again, I've got another video. I just got a rear view camera off Amazon and fitted that, and that just allows me then to basically see out the back, just to assist with the reversing. It's got obviously reversing sensors, but because you don't get brilliant visibility obviously behind the actual rear of the van, so this is just peace of mind. Having that there just helps you park the vehicle up. I think that just sums up. I hope that's been of some use to you. I say, if you can give us a like or subscribe, really helps this channel out. I'm just going to go and get me my sandwiches now I've had brought to me. So I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll see you up a mountain again really soon. Cheers for watching.